Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Capcom Unity live stream at E3 2017. I am Tim Turi. This is Kellen.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, thanks for tuning in. So, there's been a lot of exciting stuff from E3.
Yeah, we got
Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter. We got Marvel
vs. Capcom Infinite.
Jinx.
And
of course, Mega Man.
Yeah. So.
Which nobody can see yet. It's
right
in front of us, but not in front of you yet.
We're going to dive into it. Yeah, so earlier last week we announced Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. So you're probably familiar with Mega Man Legacy Collection 1, which was a collection of the 6 original 8-bit Mega Man games. We are continuing that with Legacy Collection 2, which is sort of, the way we're putting it, is the showcases the evolution and the retro revolution of the franchise, like 7 going into 16-bit, 8 going into 32-bit, and then going back to the roots with 9 and 10 being 8-bit style.
Classic 8-bit style, yeah.
Yeah. So for this stream, what we want to do, we're also coming back tomorrow with more Legacy Collection 2, but for this stream, we want to focus on 7 and 8, and we're going to come back with 9 and 10 tomorrow. We're going to start off just by jumping into a little bit of 7, and then we're also showing off some of the challenge modes, like the remix stages, and then maybe a little bit of museum to wrap it up. So,
sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Believe it or not, I know we're looking at the chat right now, and I want to... Spoilers are tricky, right? It's a game that came out in the 90s. You know, maybe the time for spoilers has passed a little bit, but Wily breaks out of prison after Mega Man 6, guys. Sorry.
Tim, I haven't played this game.
Yeah.
How can you do this to me?
I'm sorry. So, yeah, the evil doctor's back at it again. He programmed 4 robot masters.
Tell you what, you want? Should we show off the intro for the game? I kind of jumped right into this.
No, I think
right.
we can joke. This takes a second to start up anyway, so we're good. But the setup is basically like Wily had a contingency plan.
Right.
Programmed 4 robot masters to bust him out of prison should he be captured, and that's the 4 duders on the left of the screen. Actually, those 4 and 7 actually did an interesting thing, shaking up the formula. So like 1 through 6, you know, all 8 robot masters are always available to select from the beginning. I think that's really cool, but I think it's also cool the 7 focuses it in with the 4 initially, and what I like about that is it increases the chances of stumbling upon the right weakness, the right weapon weakness for another robot master. So, but yeah, there's also an intro stage here.
Yeah. Something I like about the intro stage is, you know, previous games, like, it just kind of threw you right in it, right?
Right.
So it's just like, well, here you go, good luck. And with Mega Man 7, you know, they give you a little bit more story. They give you a little more to work with here.
Right.
So you have an opening stage, you know, jumping and shooting, obviously the core tenets of Mega Man.
Right.
But obviously you have your charge shot, you have your slide, so you have a place to kind of mess around with that, get a feel for the controls.
Oh, yeah.
No real hand-holding, of course. You know, this was the 90s, so lots of that stuff is included in the instruction manual, but you do get a feel for, like, what works, what doesn't. You get a place to kind of test that out without worrying too much about, oh, am I going to fall into a pit? Is something crazy going to happen? Yeah. You just get a nice place to get a feel for the controls.
100%. Yeah, it's you know, fighting a big robot right away, but it's not too tough. Also, I love this intro where you see these 4 iconic characters all at once, like just Wily doing the eyebrow wiggle in beautiful 16 bits before you jump into it. And of course, Rush along for the ride.
Which you get right away.
Yeah.
It says, it's nice to have.
Super classic enemy right away. It's interesting. We'll be going into 8 as well, but after we're done. And it starts with the same, because I believe this enemy, if you shoot the torso, the head will pop off, right?
Yeah.
8, first enemy you also see. It's like that super classic design.
A couple of metals.
Yeah. And this super rad steamroller robot.
I always get that wrong.
Which it's like, if I was, oh, you already got him smoking. Nice work. I wish that modern construction equipment just embraced the inevitable future, which is like, it has to have the super cool mohawk in addition to being a steamroller. Please.
There we go. Nope, didn't do it. Nope, that didn't either. I'm just forgetting to jump here.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
There we go.
Nice work. So again, 7 starts off cool. Like you've felled a big like nasty looking robot.
Yeah.
He wasn't that tough, but it makes you feel like, all right, I got this. And of course, the city's in ruins. Oh yeah,
and he just shows up out of nowhere.
Man, yeah,
who could this possibly be?
What I love about this is Base just like comes in and just starts swinging immediately. There's no immediate dialogue, and this is his actual like introduction as a character. This is the first time we see Base enter the Mega Man storyline. Him and his dog Treble. I also love like the "you're as good as they say" Mega Man when that fight is really forgiving and pretty easy, and he's just like, oh dang it, bested it again. He jumped and shot me. Who could have seen that coming in? All the play tapes that I researched, all he did was jump and shoot, and I just didn't plan for it. He's too good.
I mean, that is exactly Base's plan though. He just jumps and shoots.
It's true.
He studied the playbook pretty well. He just didn't expect us to counter him.
What I also love about that is like Treble hangs out for just a second just to growl at Mega Man, and then he gets out of there. He
just wants you to know he's dominant here.
That's right. Oh, and of course, Legacy Collection 2, you can use the old passwords if you want.
So here's the big question: where do we start? $1
million question. We could ask chat. Chat, we'll hang out here for a second. Curious, help us decide which Robot Master to go for. I don't want to say who I usually start with yet, just to see what they say. I know there's a little bit of a delay, so we'll see in a second. But yeah, so it focuses on these 4, and then there's another intermediate stage when you clear these, and then again the 4, which kind of fleshes out the experience a little bit.
Let's see what we got.
I'm seeing some Burst Man, Junk Man, Freeze Man. Okay, so we just got all it was Mechanical Paladin and like they just in unison all suggested different Robot Masters to start with. I'm seeing a good deal of Burst Man, which is all
right.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Burst Man, who has a cool stage theme.
Let's go.
And I believe in you, Kellen. Burst Man's stage is tough.
It is a tough stage, yeah.
And his fight is actually pretty tough too, because the instant kill. Someone recommended Hard Man. You're gonna have to go back to Legacy Collection 1 for that one. Yeah, this theme's good stuff.
I really want to make sure I nail these jumps here, so
yeah,
take a little safe.
Of course, if those watching aren't intimately familiar with Mega Man but know about it, like spikes in a lot of platformers, spikes are bad news. You know, if you're playing Sonic, you're gonna lose your rings. If you're playing Mario, you're gonna lose. Might get hurt. But in Mega Man, spikes are serious business. Like you will die. It's basically amounts to the same as like falling down a cliff. They are a serious deal. So gotta watch out for those. It's interesting. Like growing up playing a bunch of Mega Man, every time I'm playing like a platformer that I'm unfamiliar with, I always see spikes, and I don't assume that I'll survive jumping into them. You know? Made me gun shy. So
I could have used Rush over. Oh well, it's fine.
Oh yeah, Rush to get the which Rush abilities do you start with again? Is it all 3 or is it just a coil? Yeah, classic
just Rush coil.
All right.
You can find the rest of the various stages.
Yep. Yeah, in addition, there's some cool hidden secrets in 7. Like, I think that 6 did a good job of starting to implement, like, hey, collect some hidden letters through the levels and stuff like that.
Like different paths and things like that.
Different paths. And 7 also has a little bit of that. But also, at its core, like, super classic Mega Man experience.
I want to charge before I go in here.
Also curious, looking at the chat, what people's oh, and just to set expectations for everyone watching, we are just playing Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 during this segment. No announcements to make about anything, of course, but we do want to know from you what if you played Mega Man 7 back in the day. If you check this one out, I know it was an interesting cadence because it actually came out after Mega Man X.
Like a year or so?
Yeah, a couple years, I think. But it's interesting because X definitely moved the series. It was a different series from the core series, the numbered series, and implemented some different mechanics.
Yeah.
And so I think some people at the time went into 7 with different expectations. Oh, you did the jump.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Which is why I love that part. Is
I totally forgot you can't jump there.
Or you should do a checkpoint save, by the way. So hit the left trigger and do checkpoint save so that when next time you go back to that checkpoint, you won't have lost a life.
Yeah. Just in case.
But yeah, I love that. It's such a nasty jump, and this is what is like Mega Man's about. Is like you just if you try to handle something like you'd handle any other situation, it'll punish you for not totally paying attention.
It's funny too because I practiced I was playing this the other day, and I just completely remembered if I jump here I'm gonna die, and then it just obviously here we are. So.
Yeah.
Disappearing blocks. I'm not gonna worry about that. Yeah, there we go. But as mentioned before, obviously Rush is available. Very useful just from the outset.
Yeah. Oh man,
I need to jump over here.
It can't be a Mega Man experience without some disappearing blocks. Oh.
Yeah. I was trying to remember which one was the one you need to jump up immediately.
It's a tough one. Of course, if you had Rush Jet at this point.
Yeah, Rush Jet would definitely help.
It's interesting. Like I'll
just
good thing you checkpoint saved.
Well, we'll use it if we need it.
Yeah. But yeah, the other element is like I think back to Mega Man 2, like Heatman stage, which has like the gauntlet of disappearing blocks, and how I always use is that item number 2 is the jet, I think.
I believe it's item number 2.
Man, I should go back and try that without that sometimes, because I always feel a little guilty using it, but it is tough.
Yeah, you got to use what you got.
Yeah.
Good boy. All right, let's give us another shot.
So. Patron Angel asks if Mega Man's difficult. If this one's tough, like I would say
I missed that.
I believe he's talking about Mega Man. He asked if Megan is difficult, which I don't know Megan on a personal level enough to know if she's difficult. But assuming that we're talking about Mega Man 7, it is a tough game. I don't think it's like. I think Mega Man 1 might be one of the hardest. I think 9 and 10 really ratcheted it up too, but. It's tough, but it's a fair tough, I think. If you haven't played other Mega Man games, I think it's definitely up there.
Yeah. And we are starting like one of the harder platforming levels in terms of what this game offers.
Lots of
and obviously I can use Rush Coil here, but as mentioned already, you'll be able to get Rush Jet on a different level.
Yep. Of course, you can become Super Mega Man.
That's true.
Yeah.
You have to go through some pretty good work to get to that point, but
yeah,
that is an option.
We were talking about secrets in it, and if you're willing to do the work, you can get, Rush becomes basically power armor for.
Make sure I don't fall on other spikes. That's the power armor and what was it called? It wasn't called jet armor, was it? I can't remember.
Specific.
It's two armors. Two armors from Mega Man 6.
Yeah.
Combined. Now,
there's the R.
Speak of the devil. This part just requires patience. Even a little bit can just carry you down just far enough. You'll just go right into those spikes.
Oh, another thing worth mentioning with 7 is that it introduced for the main series, if you don't count the Game Boy originals, the portable titles, the first time that you have an in-game shop. So you could actually collect some bolts and make your life a little bit easier by what I would always do is stock up on some E-tanks before tackling Wily's Fortress or particularly tricky stage.
It's gonna just float right down, but I don't want to risk it here.
Oh yeah,
various items that auto sells.
Chat, we have Rave Stryle. A few folks are talking about just the differences between Mega Man's abilities from game to game. Obviously you see he has his full charge and his slide ability, but for example. Going back to 9, that was supposed to be a little bit more in line with, say, Mega Man 2 era, classic 8-bit Mega Man, and so he doesn't slide in that one, doesn't charge his gun. So, okay, here we go. Burst Man is a fight that isn't super tough, but it requires focus. It requires a lot of focus. Because what's interesting about him, and not most Robot Master fights include this, is he's kind of got this indirect attack, which is he wants to put you in a bubble and float you up to the spikes in the ceiling and kill you with a one-hit kill, which is keeps this boss fights are tough regardless, Robot Master battles, but this is just adds an extra layer of tension because if you're not paying attention, I'm
just gotta take damage.
You're dead one hit. You're doing good though. And yeah, that's usually my technique is jumping over them, and it's they're tough. Tough hits.
Yeah, I'm just watching my feet right now. I'm not watching what he's doing. Okay. I found it way easier just to, like the bubbles just absorb so much. I just find it way easier to mash it out. There we go.
Nice work. So nice work. I think it's interesting. Like Burst Man is interesting concept. Like some of the Robot Masters have super clean concepts where it's like, hey, I'm Fireman, like I shoot fire.
Right.
Or I'm Cloudman, like okay, like you have power of clouds. Neat. But Burst Man, it's like the concept of something bursting. So it's bubbles, but it's not just bubbles. He's not Bubble Man.
Bubbles with explosives in
them. Yeah, exactly. So it's like bubbles burst, but so do the bombs.
I do like these parts too. It kind of tells you a little bit about just what's going on with these different abilities. So instead of just like giving you just a little cutscene that shows you it work, like in this case Dr. Light says, oh, you know, it can also be used to encase items. Or they didn't say items. He says encase objects and things like that.
Spells out a little bit what's next. So I think, is it Burst Man on Chill? Is it Freeze Man?
I mean, spoilers. Junkman works on Freeze Man.
Junkman's on Freeze Man. So
I'm sorry. I always get these confused. This is Frostman.
This is Freeze Man.
Freeze Man.
Frostman is the big dude from 8.
Right.
Chill Man is in 10.
Yeah.
And how dare you?
Yeah. I can't believe I got these all these ice-themed robots all mixed up somehow.
Not to be confused with Iceman.
I want to say Danger Rap works on Cloudman. I know.
Okay. Well,
Freeze Man.
Follow your heart with who's next.
I like Junkman's stage.
Yeah.
But let's since we got the weapon, I believe it works on Cloudman here. So let's go.
Adhere to the sacred prophecy of the weapon order. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, thanks for joining us. We're going to be playing a little bit more of Mega Man 7 here before we jump into a little bit of the challenge mode. So we can just play a little bit of this and then maybe check out the stage remix.
Sounds good.
Just to get a sense of the cool, refreshing tunes in Cloudman's stage. Oh, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Is like the rarity that a 1-up drops from like a trash enemy.
Yeah.
And then just falls to nothing.
So I'm impatient. I probably shouldn't be sliding along these, but.
Oh yeah, and
nice weather change effects in this stage.
Reminds me of I believe Toadman's stage also had a similar mechanic where you're jumping against the rain, with the rain sometimes. Tornado Man's stage does a little bit of that.
Just kind of getting pushed around by the weather.
Yeah.
This isn't so much, at least not at this point. It's not really pushing you around, but the visibility can be a little bit poor.
Yeah. The dreary.
So you really just need to keep an eye on where you're going.
And for those wondering, there's also a couple other options for your view. We're playing in full view. You can do original so that the top and bottoms have a little bit of a border too. And then, of course, you could do the zoom if that's your thing.
Yep.
No problem. No judgment here. And then you can also adjust the borders on the side and change those out.
Let's show one of those off real quick.
Yeah.
I personally like this one.
And then there's also a filter if you want to pop on the filter. So if you're used to seeing, if you have memories of playing Mega Man 7 on an old CRT and seeing some sort of scan lines from the cathode
ray tube, as
ray tube, that's the one.
May not come through super clear on the stream, but
yeah,
looks very nice, very
nostalgic.
A little bit, it's like a little bit of scan lines.
That bolt was very useful there. It lets you know that there was a platform.
There's a tricky section. There's a place up there that we can get to, but we won't show it off now. We'll, I think ideally you want to use Rush. I think you can use Rush Coil, but
yeah,
Rush Spring in this one.
Another cool thing is that
where's the coil? There's so many names.
Seven also introduced, speaking of your sub weapons, the ability to hit the bumpers. So in this case, RB and LB to switch between your special weapons on the fly.
Yep.
So in this case, you could can you actually jump on him, or you could just use coil to get up there? Another secret.
You can't switch to the special items here, but easy enough to switch to manually. We found an old friend.
Oh. That is Proto Man. Helping you out. history with Proto Man is always like a little dodgy, but at this point, he's a bud.
Pretty solidly an ally.
Yep. The base is definitely fills into that kind of enemy, frenemy, rival kind of thing through 7 on and off. So, should we check out the show off some of the challenges for 7?
Yeah, let's do that.
So we are going to back out from the main game. Could save your checkpoint if you wanted to, but we're not going to here.
There's an autosave feature as well, so you can choose if you want to have that on or off.
Yes, thank you. So if you back out, there are challenges. In this case, we're going to check out a little bit of 7s. So you hop into this. The first one available is Stage Remix. So basically, it's as the name implies. It's cool, memorable, or challenging selections from the stages, and kind of puts in the remix order. You can compete with friends online with online leaderboards to get the best time. But let's jump into that. There's also a boss rush mode, so if you want to run through all the robot masters, or there's even a sub-boss mode, so if you want to tackle like the pumpkin robot from Shademan's stage, or go after the turtle robot. It's up to you. And the more challenges you complete, the more you unlock. So, again, it's another element that's sort of carried forward from Mega Man Legacy Collection 1. So, yeah, jumping into Slash Man's stage here.
Speaking of.
Oh, another thing is, for example, you can start with all of the weapon abilities, which is cool. For example, because, like, if it jumps into Freeze Man's stage, and you have, let's say, Shade Man's weapon. That's not a weapon you usually had at your disposal in the first 4 Robot Master sets. So these challenges allow you to kind of tackle them differently. Hey, yo.
There we go.
What kind of dinosaur do you think this is going for? Is this supposed to be like a Gallimimus or?
Yeah, the Gilder Sneeze, I believe.
Gilder Sneeze.
The Gilder Great Gesundheit.
Yeah.
There we go.
And now, speaking of Freeze Man, we're in here now. And very smartly using... I noticed that you lean towards some of the close-range weapons. Are you at heart, are you a Zero guy and you like to go for the close-range combat?
I guess a little bit. I like the, I'm very high-risk, high-reward kind of.
Okay.
Go for the big damage up close.
Yeah.
It's useful against the Sniper Joes because it gets through their shields.
Oh, it does. Oh, you're trying to do the bypass? It's a tough jump. 7, this collection actually has a few notable spots where it's just like, you have to absolutely be pressing up on the...
oh, come on.
That was really unfortunate.
There we go.
You have to really absolutely be pressing up on the D-pad.
Yeah. Actually, you mentioned it earlier. Why not show off Super Mega Man here?
Oh, yeah. You have it at your disposal. Hey, Harrison. We have some folks asking... when Marvel vs. Capcom is when's Marvel, basically. 12, yeah. So stick around for Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 here, and Marvel will be right after. So is that Peter? Peter, Combo Fiend himself, coming by?
The Combo Fiend?
And Mike Jones, awesome. So stay tuned for that. Peter, what a nice man.
Great guy.
Yeah. Not fiendish, really, in any other way besides the combos themselves. Like, very true. That doesn't... the fiendishness does not bleed over into other elements of his personality that I can speak to.
Yeah, I feel like Combo Nice just didn't really... probably just didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe Nice Combo, It's...
Nice
I'll stop talking now.
Pleasant combo. Yes.
Pleasant attitude just, doesn't really inspire fear.
Oh yeah, back at Cloudman's stage. Another thing I really like about 7, and then we'll get into 8 in a minute here, is like really colorful. Really colorful games. Like the original Mega Man's, the 8-bit ones, were like all really colorful games as well. Like obviously, like basically he turns into like every color of the rainbow via his weapons.
Take that one.
And they really leaned into it as the series went on. 7 and 8. Oh, so technically you could use Slash Man's or Shade Man's, because like you bounce the waves back to you and charge it up, kind of.
Yeah.
Like you really gave him the every single. You hit him with everything he had.
Yeah, I was trying to remember like what was the most effective.
Yeah.
And the answer was Cloudman's weapon.
Of course, nice work, Kellen. Well done. That's a good way to jump into 8. So, nice work. Yeah. We are not connected. We will not be uploading to the leaderboards, but
we got gold. It's okay.
Hey,
by just under 2 seconds.
Man, you beat the record by quite a bit.
All right.
So let's go back to the main game selection and go into 8. We are going to jump forward in time to 1996 and play Mega Man 8. So this is the series jump into 32 bits. And what we want to do, I'm sure the chat will probably agree with me. Hold on a second. I want to ask the chat, like, who's familiar with the cutscenes, the voice-acted cutscenes from Mega Man 8?
And, you're in for a treat.
And I just want to make sure you want us to play that in its entirety here. I'm seeing a lot of hype for Mega Man 8 right now in the chat, which is good to see. I feel like sometimes Mega Man 8 doesn't get its due.
Yeah, I think people have really come to appreciate it over time.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those games. It's one of my personal favorites in the series.
It absolutely grew on me. I played it back in the day, and I was like, oh man, like that was pretty cool. That was a good Mega Man game. Coming back to it on its terms has been a real fun way to like oh man, like there's these side-scrolling shoot-'em-up stages and lots of different stuff. So
I remember seeing it in a game store when I was a kid. Like I didn't really.
Okay, don't. All right, sorry, real quick. Unloved Homie said, "Don't you skip the voices." So.
All right, I think that's definitive.
Let's go into it, and we're gonna let this kind of speak for itself.
Yeah, sometime we can talk. They're not really talking for a little bit.
Right. Yeah, this is the intergalactic space battle.
There's robots involved, space
mystery robots.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that skull for a second?
There's a skull there, yeah.
It looked a little bit like Dr. Wily's iconography. Some brooding robots.
Energy beams.
I mean, you can't have an anime intro without having anime like a laser energy beam within the first 5 seconds.
Yeah,
it's the rules.
You got lasers, you got auras, you got grunting, you got the power clash.
Markin 13 says anime.
Yep.
We got the anime. Yep.
I mean, strictly speaking, it is a correct statement.
It is true. 100%. I mean, you can see the influences in Mega Man. I mean, if you're familiar with, Astro Boy.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear, but definitely has its own identity. This is my favorite border for the screen, by the way.
It's very nice. Just very clean, good stuff. I think we're coming up on the voice section, so
here it comes.
Let's enjoy.
If you ever wondered growing up, outside of the cartoons, of course, what Mega Man sounded like, and his surrounding supporting cast, this told you, answered that question.
Mega Man, today we finish this.
Hey, Dad! Why must I fight you? We are not enemies.
Shut up.
Shut up. That's the best. I love it. It's just like,
shut up.
All right, this is a really tense moment between these robots.
No!
Shut up.
Mega Man, hurry! You must come with me.
Oh, the music really seals it.
Let's jet.
Of course, bass again, undone by elevators.
No! Don't run away, coward. You'll pay for this insult.
Brood.
I'll be back.
Brood harder, boy. Oh,
Very
here it is.
intense.
Dr. Light, what is the problem?
A strange meteor has fallen to Earth just a while ago.
Just a while ago?
Emitting a powerful energy signature. Something this powerful must not fall into the hands of evil.
I understand,
Look at
Dr.
Rush.
Light.
I love that
I'm
face.
on it.
Thank you, Mega Man.
beautiful.
If you can, please bring the meteor back.
Okay.
Oh, Dr. Light. I hear a few Elmer Fudd comparisons. I think that is fair. So yeah, jumping into Mega Man 8. This is again, like we were talking about, like super colorful. They really leaned into it. Yeah, this is a really well done intro. Again, not a ton of like pitfalls or instant death or anything, and you actually get a special weapon right out of the gate, which is I think was a cool way to establish like, hey, you're not just using the Buster all the time. So
I do love what they show off. Like you saw the birds at the beginning, just kind of showing off. Like, look at all these sprites we can put on the screen now. And
oh, speaking of the screen, Mechanical Paladin, fair question, asking if we can turn off the filter.
Yeah, let's turn that back
Forgot that applies across games. So.
There we go.
got Dr. Light doing his Obi-Wan hologram impression.
I like when he shows up, he does like the little beard thing too.
So I'm seeing a lot of nostalgia for Mega Man 8 in the chat. Looks like a lot of people have memories of this one. You know, the original PlayStation version is what this is based off of, and I'm assuming that's where a lot of people's memories come from with Mega Man 8. It's a dog and his ball.
That wasn't a cutscene. I just kicked it myself.
No, it was good. It was really good. It's interesting. It's one of the more interesting like special weapons that Mega Man's ever had.
Yeah, I use it a lot throughout the game. I just find it pretty useful in general. Gotta wait for this guy to turn.
Oh, another new element in 8 is swimming. So you're underwater, like, oh man, that robot can swim.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
Something that doesn't get really get revisited.
No. I mean, there's
usually
not
just like high jumps, you know.
There's not even, you know, just having replayed it recently. There's not a ton of water stages in 8. Like,
yeah.
Not as many as maybe some of the other titles.
Find some secrets, some bolts. Again, like 7 has a, yeah. Mega Man 8 also has a built-in store.
Yeah, it carries that forward. And like, one of the things I loved about Mega Man 8's store. Nice, gotta get that bolt. One of the things that I love about Mega Man 8's store is that you can actually upgrade his Buster, whereas 7 was some special items, but mostly it's like, hey, I can stock up on. You can buy the energy balancer or some E-tanks or extra lives. This one actually lets you like, I want to charge faster. I want to shoot more Buster shots on screen at once.
Right.
I want to
change the Buster shot type.
Yeah, you can change knockback. Like I think you can upgrade so that you reduce knockback.
Yeah.
So some really awesome ways to really focus on where you, and you can even change the charge shot type. Like, do you want it to be a laser?
Poor guy just gets rolled onto.
Poor dude. Oh, this is. He's not particularly challenging, but I really like this boss's design.
Yeah.
The moss growing over it.
You just been there a while, just waiting.
Yep. Which is interesting. Like, it made me think, like, the moss growing on him is that, like, organic life is, like, almost never recognized.
Yeah. You don't see it too much.
Like, this is suggesting, like, oh, yeah, there's another world with, like, living, breathing things on it.
2, 3.
Also,
his
brains look like a gumball machine.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Like one of those like toys that you used to push like when we were kids. Like little pop-up balls in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember.
I know what it's called.
Or it'd be like the little vacuum thing that you push along. Yeah.
It's over, Wily.
Why are you here, Wily? He's out. It's always Wily. You should know this, Mega Man.
It's just the disturbance they were investigating just happened to crash and land on his secret base that's shaped like a skull.
Yeah. Coincidence.
Now the world is mine.
No, not quite. You got a little bit more work to do.
He's pretty confident.
Yeah. Wait, Wily. Just wait. Wait a second.
Yeah. Let's talk this one out.
Yeah. A robot? So yeah, we have the gonna have the introduction of Duo here.
Yep.
Is anything going on? Just, hey, what's up? Just wanted to say hey.
Yeah.
I got it, Doctor.
All right. Keep on rolling.
Save.
Yeah,
Just
why
in
not?
case.
Why not? Of course, Mega Man 8 allowed you to save.
Yep.
So yeah, now we are to the boss select. Again, like 7 carried it through, so you could have 4 to choose from initially, and then there's also the shop.
And that as well.
Eventually,
You can revisit the opening stage too if you want.
Can you go to the shop right now?
Sure.
I'm home.
I'm home.
Welcome back.
So yeah, you can jump in here and use some of your bolts. I don't know if you can afford anything at this point. What's available?
Yeah, these are all like 5 or 6. I think the lowest one is the exit, which is 4.
Ah, right. So anyway, they're worth If you check out Mega Man 8, don't forget about the shop. So, who do you want to start with? Who did you start with back in the day? Like, I want to know from the chat too. Like, who was your instinct to take out first? Like, my thing was always like, who looked like the biggest chump? Like, who looks like the biggest pushover? And
so Clown Man.
In my opinion, it was always Clown Man. I think we should start with Tengu Man, but because he's just got such a different stage.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely Clown Man. Clown Man's actually, like, he's not a complete chump. His stage is actually pretty tough too, if you're not paying attention.
Right.
But yeah, or like Mega Man 2, it was like Woodman. Like, okay, Robot Tree, like I got this guy,
Yeah.
and he's actually pretty tough if you're not paying attention.
I was a big fan of Grenade Man. I thought it was a pretty interesting, kind of interesting design. Like, he's just like, he just sits there like tapping his foot, like just waiting for you to show up.
I think he's great. Like, he's a robot that's also shaped like a grenade. Like, I'm hearing a lot, almost equal parts. You know what? I heard a lot of Clown Man, but I think that Tengu Man's taking it. So we're gonna listen to the chat and go for that. So, and again, like, one of the reasons I'm happy we're doing Tango Man is 8 does a good job of introducing new gameplay styles. Like, just this stage has a little bit of like a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up thing going on, and it's super colorful.
Ready.
I was always bad at the actual fight against Tengu Man, though, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Everyone's got their different. Like, you handled Burst Man like a boss, and Tango Man's like not bad for me. This part is great. What I love about this is just clearly like the team being like,
yeah, look at all these sprites.
Guess how many Mets we can get on screen at once.
There we go.
Here you go.
I missed it. That's fine. You're good.
Also, like, I have also come to really appreciate Mega Man 8's soundtrack on its own terms. Like, I grew up obviously loving like the NES games, the 8-bit, 16-bit soundtracks that were like super driving and like just nonstop, really motivational, but they were really in your face too. They were just like intense soundtracks. These are so much more chill. I'm really happy that it shakes up like the classic Mega Man tune style.
Yeah, it gives the games their own identities.
Yeah.
There we go. And kind of the shoot 'em up sections.
Nice work taking down that giant whale. And this was another part that I loved about it, which was just like, hey, everybody's showing up. Like, I'm on Rush. We're getting Eddie in there. You can also get
Otto.
Otto. You can get so that
Beat
Rush
shows up.
Rush can shoot. Yeah, Beat. It's like all we're missing is like Dr. Wily like flapping some big cardboard wings next to you. And like just Eddie just indiscriminately, just like ready or not. I always go. You go for Beat. I'm always going for Otto. I think
Otto's a good one.
I think it's just because you never see Otto like in game usually. Like, he's always just man in the shop. But like, what is he doing? Just keeping that bazooka to himself.
Yeah, in the 7 he's the shopkeeper, and 8, I don't remember if he shows up anywhere else outside of getting it as a power up.
Yeah. You got the continue point. Well done.
Yeah.
Ready.
So continuing with the shmup style gameplay. More colors, get them in there.
Oops. Power up. I don't want. There we go.
There he
Show
is.
off some of the other ones. So now Rush has a spread shot.
Yep. Spread shots, always a must-have.
Try to break that. There we go.
For those asking, Marvel is directly after this stream, 12 o'clock, so stay tuned. So we'll be finishing with some Mega Man 8 here. We got a call for Otto. Can we get him? Boom.
Got him.
There's the bazooka. That's what you're looking for, Rob Strahl. So we have, we're going to check out Mega Man 8 for a little bit longer. We're going to check out some of the challenges, and then we're going to wrap with looking at the museum mode a little bit and show off some of the cool old relics.
I don't remember how to get to that one. Oh. There's a bolt up there. I forget exactly what weapon to use. It's been a little bit.
That's right. Good. Pay attention. You see the bolt emblem on there.
This thing I really want to avoid because this thing does a ton of damage.
But it's one of those things where it's like if you get hit by it, you deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hope that you get hit by it. Nice, get a auto hit in there.
Yeah, just like that, if you're not paying attention. Worked out, though. There's another bolt right over here. Little reward for doing that, I think.
Mm-hmm. Otto, save some of your ammo, dude.
Yeah.
Like, where do you get all your ammo from?
All right. About 15 minutes left.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Should we save some time to show off a challenge for Mega Man 8?
Yeah. Let's take down. Let's get to Tengu Man, and then we can switch over a little bit. Tricky. Well executed, sir.
Nice thing about those, like if you do get hit, you know,
It just bursts.
yeah. Well, you will take some damage on the way down just by virtue of all the spikes.
Yep.
But fortunately, they're not deadly spikes.
Yeah, an exception to otherwise pretty unforgiving rule.
Oh man.
The voids. You platform like I platform, which is just like always kind of like hitting left back at the last second, just to like super hyper control, make sure I don't overshoot it.
There we go.
Okay. Here comes Tengu Man.
I made it a automatic checkpoint save, so I think we're good there. I don't want to charge, so we can listen to this lovely dialogue.
Are you worthy of my challenge?
Yeah.
I hope so.
So
It's
for
like a third of my health, but
So I'll probably butcher this, but if you were like me as a kid and trying to figure out like, okay, I get Clown Man, Grenade Man, what's Tengu? What's a Tengu Man? Like, it's from what I understand, it's like a wind spirit from Japanese folklore, basically. So the wind connection and like the kind of bird-like nose was all part of it. So, oof, that's tough. Another boss with instant kill.
as long as you're holding towards the platform, you should be okay.
Yeah. Here you go.
I'm mostly just listening for what he says, so I know what attack he's gonna do.
Yeah, it's nice being able to have an extra cue, even if sometimes it's super corny.
Yeah.
It's still nice to have a cue.
See,
But
that's what usually gets me. I'm like
this one-
way too close. So
I
get caught by
usually
tornado hold.
I usually slide away. The slide is a slightly faster.
Makes sense.
to
Yeah,
get
I should
away.
probably do that.
Whoa,
let's
see ya.
Just paying
Tengu
attention.
wins this time. If you want, we could jump into the challenges.
Yeah, I think just so we have some time to show it off
Leave the revenge on Tengu Man to everyone watching.
for another day.
Yep. All right, so we're going to jump into the extra challenges and do a stage remix for Mega Man 8. So yeah, like what we showed off for 7, it's going to kick off with, God, I think it starts with Search Man. And then there's going to be a remix of stages, try to get the best time. And then you'll unlock more challenges. And again, there's boss rushes, sub-boss rushes to try your hand at. So even if you've played Mega Man 8 into the ground and you want, you know, you can turn here for something new.
Yep. Sorry about those guys. Let's see. I want.
Nice work. Yeah, the Swordman's
Alright.
flame sword is really effective in this stage. It's actually Searchman's weakness, so it's
It
like
is,
you know
yeah.
that. Boom, and it reminds me of Zero, so I always do that.
Here we go. It's always a tricky one. There we go.
I love that effect.
It's really nice. I just like this weapon in general. It's just really powerful.
Yeah. It's like
Not that worked out.
I turned to that one like I turned to Gravity Bomb in Mega Man 9. Just like, don't get a lot of shots for the ammo, but it just takes care of almost anything.
Let's show it off. Show off everything.
Another chill soundtrack. Oh, he's tough. You got it. Yeah,
we don't need the bolt, but
another thing that's interesting about 8 is that, and what the design of having only 4 Robot Masters available at the beginning and then 4 later is that for those later 4, they know what weapons and abilities you have. So they know that, like, oh, you have Clown Man's, basic Thunder grappling hook,
right?
The Thunder Claw, and you can. So they can integrate that into the level, which is cool. There's a little bit more, whereas like the classic Mega Mans, like 1 through 6 especially, you didn't really see that leaning on your abilities and having to use them all until the Wily stage.
Right.
Since that's when they knew that you had all of them. So it's kind of a cool mix up to the formula. Well done.
All right. Tengu Man stage.
Back here.
Saw this earlier.
You got this down pat.
Yeah. It's all about knowing this. The moving ones, you just have to know the patterns and how far they're gonna move.
You had that practice in, yeah.
Get a pretty good idea of where they're. Well, it's a light touch.
Yep.
There we go.
Feather touch.
Since we have. Take him out. There we go.
Well done. Man, yeah, that's really good for taking out a chunk of enemies. I like the extra little bit of a boost with the wind.
Yeah.
Wind at your back. That's how you want it.
There we go.
We didn't get a chance to show off.
Oh, here we go. Everybody's favorite section.
I almost spoke too soon. So
see if I can do this first try. Been getting some practice in.
Oh, you absolutely got it.
You never know.
So for the uninitiated, this is a fairly infamous sequence from Mega Man 8. Oh boy, like strap on your kind of Battletoads level, like, man, you got to nail everything. It's pretty unforgiving, but it's really satisfying when you get it done.
There we go.
Nice work, Helen.
That's the second half of the stage, so.
Well done.
That last part is what used to throw me off all the time.
You got it, man. Like you made short work of that, dude. It's also the first thing you do in Wily's Fortress or Wily Tower. That one is a little bit tougher, I think. But
yeah.
Hey, another challenge completed, Kellen.
There we go.
Well done. That'd be a tough one to beat. You got the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
All
so
right.
That's a good look at the challenges in Mega Man 8. What we want to do for a little bit here is jump into the museum mode.
Let's go.
And show you some of the cool extra things that are included in here, which are, we have some like promotional art here, just like the key art for the characters.
Right.
So this is Mega Man 7. So you can just kind of jump in here and take a look at some of the art that was used around the game's release. And that's great, but some of my favorite stuff includes sketches, like kind of concept art or storyboards.
Let's go down a little bit here.
So you got everything, every enemy. Oh, another real cool thing, if you won't mind hopping up real quick to the Robot Masters. So in addition to being able to kind of check out the Robot Master designs, you can actually like go over Shade Man, who is my personal favorite from 7, and you can actually hit X to fight him right now. So you can jump right into
have all your
get some
weapons,
practice. Yeah, have all the weapons at your disposal. This is something that was from Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 that was really cool. But I'm a sucker for a vampire robot, so want to check him out real quick. What's his weakness again? It's
Wild Coil.
Yeah, Coil. That's right. In charge.
Really unusual. There we go. Have to wait for him to drop down.
Yep.
So I always found it's easier just to kind of wait underneath him and
then
slide.
He kind of tenses up before he's going to strike. Well done.
The moment you hit him with one, he just goes right back up. So you actually want to try to hit him with the.
Get it right in there. Yes.
This is a fun like Buster duel to do too.
Agreed. So there you go. You can just like quick hop in, get some practice in. True, it was a win. Well done. And then we can go a little bit lower to some of the. Let's see. Scrolling down here. Yeah, so
various
some more
character art.
sketches. Yeah, and you know, hey, if you wanted to know exactly what Cloudman looked like from the back, like we got you, man. Like right there. Look,
There we
check
go,
it out.
yep.
You can see the details in Burstman, which because obviously the jump into 16-bit like allowed for more detail, and so the detail was necessary.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Some other Robot Master of the
Gutsman.
Gutsman G, I believe that is.
Race car.
Turbo Man designs.
Yeah, this is so I'm a sucker for that stuff. Or there's the stage art.
Yeah, there we go. Some background art.
I
for,
like this one too.
Like the Street Fighter V up there.
Yeah, is it? It is a 5 or is it a 7? Can you zoom in a little bit more?
It's a 5.
Is it a 5?
Like the V shape.
Oh man, the far-flung future of 20.
Not V shape, a V.
20XX.
Yeah.
Finally, when will Street Fighter V come out?
I think that's roll way in the back there. I'm pointing at the screen, like people at home can see what I'm pointing at, but
that's cool.
there's some really good stuff in there.
And then we can jump over to 8. And so 8 again, you know, it's the art, the polished up, squeaky clean art. The box art for that of the original release. That it's just like bam.
Some really nice line art for this game.
Yeah.
So you got my personal favorite, Proto Man without the helmet.
Still wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, just wearing the shades underneath the helmet with the shades.
He's like everyone's favorite GIF.
I love that. It's so good. And how does his hair fit under that helmet, I wonder?
Man, and how does it pop back up?
Yeah.
I mean, like, your hair is ruined for the day. I mean, Robo hair, man. Like, I guess that's it.
We got Dr. Wily with his amazing coat.
Really good. A very fashionable purple ribbon as well.
I mean, he just like really embraced his villainy.
To own Magenta that way and to be that evil is like really impressive.
And the purple neck, like the necktie thing, whatever's going on there. Like he just got like a ribbon around his neck.
I feel like predecessor to Shades of Ultron Sigma, you know what I mean? Like, hey man, let's make Magenta bad. And again, with the Robot Masters, you can jump into any of these. Yeah, there's some cool stuff down here. Obviously, more to explore. We'll jump into 9 and 10's museum a little bit tomorrow. But essentially, that's it. So that's we can wrap this up. And
that's all we got for today.
And allow for the Marvel dudes to hop in here. But so that's Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. That was 7 and 8. Also included in collection are 9 and 10.
We'll be showing those off tomorrow.
Yep, got extra challenges. It's coming out for PlayStation 4. We were playing the Xbox One version here. Also going to be available on PC. Yeah, it's going to be out on August 8th. But we got more to show tomorrow. So please stay tuned for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Thanks for tuning in.
Enjoy.
Yeah, there's a lot to watch during E3. Really appreciate you guys tuning into Capcom Unity. So that's it for now. But we'll be back tomorrow. So.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks,
and
guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Nice work, Kellen.
encounter will guide you. Force the funk! Sorcerer Supreme!
Show me what you got! Watch out! Back off! Ready for this? Come on, sucker! Bring him back! Eat that!
Gravimetric Blaster!
Get him! Fire on it!
Are you ready? Feel the force full throttle!
There is no one above me. This guy's prime. Power break on your place. Sovereign decree. Cannonball. Fire shot. You're all fast. Final judgment. Reality stone. This is the true power of the stone. The galaxy is mine! Ace an eternity of pain! Cosmic fall!
It's Marvel, baby. It's Marvel, baby. Oh, hey everybody. Oh
We're live?
yeah,
Are we
We're-
on?
we are live. We are
Okay.
live.
Hello, true believers.
Yes. So hey guys, you got Peter Combo Fiend Rosas here, the ever handsome Mike Jones from Marvel, and
Everybody. This
it's
is
Marvel,
Yikes,
baby.
man. Yikes, Marvel, baby. We out here.
Incarnate himself.
Marvel himself.
Let's
Yeah.
get it poppin', man. I'm here. Very
More
excited.
Marvel
Yes.
than
Yeah.
the Marvel guy.
We out here,
Yeah,
man.
we got he happened to be walking by, guys, and I saw him. I said, "Hey, yo, Yipes, get in the tank with us, man. Like, we want
Fish
to."
tank?
I definitely
Get
want to
the
be with the
display
piranhas
case.
right now. I want to be with the piranhas for sure.
So I mean, like, the point of this stream today is I believe Mike Evans, and Bill yesterday were talking
Yep.
about the story. Today, I want to walk our viewers through the mechanics of the game. And we brought our guinea pig here. To just run a few games.
The crash test dummy.
We've been waiting for this moment, man. We've been hard at work on it, but to get it in the hands of greatness, we're excited.
Exactly.
But I feel so noobish,
Yeah.
though. Let's
Yeah.
go. I like it
Oh
fresh.
yeah, but see, that's the thing though. Everybody's gonna be on an equal plane when this
Oh,
game
yeah.
comes
Oh, yeah.
out, right? Yeah. So, before, we hop into battle, what I want to do though is just kind of show the mechanics of the game. Kind of a little bit of a walkthrough what we're trying to do here, the rationale behind some of it, because I know, with these decisions, people are like, whoa, like what are you guys doing? That ain't Marvel. What do you mean accessible? You don't know. I just want it to be for me, and I want to do hardcore combos. It's like, no, look, both of you are accounted for. We got you. We know what you want. We've been around. I was playing this guy in this dusty arcade back in the early 2000s. Before there was CPT, before there was anything.
Who else imported a Dreamcast to play MVC2?
That was a classic.
Yeah, and we've been out there talking a lot about the story, which we're really excited about in Marvel. We've been talking about, how, we want to be inclusive. We want everybody to pick up this game and feel the excitement very quickly, be able to enjoy story mode, be able to have a good time. But if you're a mad scientist, right,
no shortage.
and that's where we want to go today. We want to get in the lab. We want to talk about mad scientist experiments, get nitty-gritty with a lot of the micro details and under the hood mechanics that maybe we haven't talked about so much, right? So everybody knows about the 2v2 and the partner stuff and the Infinity Stones. We're going to take it a few layers deeper.
And show for guys like myself, even for guys like you, because you're an accomplished player. You used to be a Third Strike.
Well, I was
maniac.
going to say, I don't
You
think as
lived in
fast as
Japan.
you guys.
Yeah,
I'm from Third Strike, so my brain doesn't work as quickly.
But still, though, you're
That was pretty fast.
efficient.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
That was
come
pretty
on.
fast.
So if you play Urian and you're doing those stylish combos, your brain's working. So and I'm just gonna kind of break down. Today we're showing off the reality stone, so I'll show how those things work. And
I think that's my stone too. I've been playing around with a lot of them.
I mean,
I think that's my stone.
It gives non-projectile guys projectile. So if you have like
when it's homing too, so you get all kinds of situational things you can take advantage of. And the storm is great too, man. All the elemental.
Yeah, you catch them everywhere.
A matrix of insanity.
Yeah,
right?
no, but I'll show you guys some technicalities, some good stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
So this first and foremost, this feels like a first date. I'm gonna just call it out of this. I'm really nervous. Yeah. Nah, not really. I'm just actually more excited than anything. But let's go with the Centurion Nova. And of course, I've been talking about him a lot.
Yes, Ultron.
Let's go to Ultron. I will definitely pick Reality Stone.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So.
Ultron's new to the franchise, Captain Marvel's new to the franchise, and the Team of Japan's done some crazy stuff with their movesets too, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, Ultron, you know, he could call lesser drones. He has, like, this big orb that's just so good when you tag in. Because you can switch anytime you want. So you could create some real dastardly mix-ups and things like that. And we'll get into that, you know?
Okay.
So you know, first and foremost, let's just talk about, really quickly, simple commands, right?
Okay.
So, you know, just block real quick. You know, you keep pressing light punch and you get, you know, this combo that goes from, you know, a ground combo into an air combo. Actually, let me hit you with it real quick. You know, and, you know, people see this and they say, why isn't it scaled? You know, like, why? The damage is high. Like, you go ahead, you try it out, you know? It's just like, what about that, you know? But check it out. It's always doing the same combo. Like, no matter what you do, it's always this same combo. Same predictable damage. You know, there's no real branches. It's like, it's useful, but it's also limited.
Yeah, it's not optimized, and it doesn't necessarily leave you the best setups for follow-ups.
Exactly.
You know, and so that, you know, that's again, that's one of those features that's for people who aren't you guys to feel the excitement quickly. Oh, I could do an air combo. I don't have to sit there in training mode for an hour and figure it out, right?
Exactly.
Like you want people. That's, you know, you want people to taste Marvel, but not.
Yeah, you
master
get to see,
it with one button. Right?
Yeah, you get to see, oh, okay, that's an air combo, that's a launcher, that's the speed they move at. Yeah. Oh, I understand now. Cool, that's how this game functions. Sweet.
Yeah, that'll get you through some story mode, but it ain't going to win you no evos, right?
Right? You know, so, you know, there's that, and then if you push heavy punch and heavy kick together, so you can block this, you know, you get a simple hyper combo. So, you know, I saw people were like, oh, but the damage, why? But you only get one, right? Like Captain Marvel has a few hyper combos, but every time I push triangle and heavy punch, heavy kick, it's always going to be that same hyper combo. So yes, it's useful because you can score a hyper combo, and we want people to be able to access what's cool about the character. But, you know, let it be understood that there are limitations to it, right? And that's the thing that we designed for. It's like making sure that it's accessible, but at the same time, you know, you do have to put in time, and you do have to actually learn the moveset of your character if you want to take it to that next level.
Yeah, and not to go too far down the rabbit hole of philosophy, although I would love to know just thoughts on this, is like, I think that, you know, I've seen think pieces out there, I've seen videos, I've seen analyses, I've seen a lot of people commenting, and I think there's a lot of times, like, people make a direct correlation to lowering the barrier of entry and closing the skill gap, and like those are not the same things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we want the door to be open to everyone, but we don't want to collapse the skill gap at all, right? Because that's where the Marvel potential like really lets the belt out, right, and gets crazy. So, you know, our goal is to let everyone enjoy.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Open the door up.
Yeah.
So more you can get in.
Like in past, in past games, we always had this though. That's why it's like it shouldn't be a surprise to a lot of people. So it's a great way, to open the doors. Like, hey, you want to peek at what you could possibly do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jump up in and then just freestyle with it, you know?
Yeah, and then, you know, for those guys, you know, you go to a tournament and you want to make it a little bit more hardcore, go ahead. Like, go to the options, right? You just go to, it should be here. What is the control button? No, it's not in here.
It's the demo build. It's not the full build.
Okay, sorry, it's demo build. But basically, guys, there will be the option to turn off these simple combos.
All that stuff off.
Yeah, you can turn it off. You can turn off easy hyper combos. So it's.
I think it's on main menu. Somebody was telling me.
Oh, okay, sorry, that's where it is. Well, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah, it's okay.
But you have the option to turn it off, guys. So I mean, for you guys out there who are like, I just want to keep pressing light punch to confirm. I don't want it to go into a combo. Like, you know, you have that ability to do so, right? So then, you know, we have the switch system in this game. We have 4 attack buttons. Light punch, heavy punch, light kick, heavy
Marvel
kick.
too, baby.
Just
how I like it.
Return to form,
Just how I like it.
So, you know, go ahead and switch into Ultron real quick. But, like, for every character, we have, like, one universal combo. So it's like light punch, light kick, down heavy punch, right? So, like in MVC3, you had, you know, it was light, medium, heavy, S for that 4-hit combo that was universal for all characters. In this game, you have that same thing, right? It's just making a square with from light punch, light kick, heavy kick to heavy punch.
Okay.
Yeah, and you always get that combo. So, you know, for those of you out there who want a starting point and you want to know how to kind of manually input the combos, you have that, right? And we felt that that's just really important because the players who are trying to make that step from pressing light punch repeatedly to actually manually entering things, you have that step.
Yep.
And then you kind of start taking it, right? It's taking it to that next level.
And actually, you know, even around our office, where you know, we got a lot of comics, movie fans, but not necessarily hardcore fighting game players. They're intimidated by fighting games, right? You get it in their hands, and they learn the auto combo really quickly, and they have fun, and everybody's enjoying it. But what I noticed is once people get up in the air, they actually start playing around and doing different stuff, and so it does really open the door. And people are like, okay, I do my 2, 3, 4 hit launch, and then when I'm up in the air, I'm not going to continue my auto combo. I'm going to try my own stuff now.
Yeah.
Right? So people already naturally start experimenting.
Yeah, they start coming outside of that that box, right? Yeah. It's the more you know, and it's the faster you feel comfortable. So, so you have the 4 attack buttons, right? And then you have your switch button. So really important for you guys to see when you switch, when you come in, there's a hit. And what that does is that really helps combos continue going, right? So, so go ahead and, just try that real quick. Yeah, as you can see, you just gotta start. One of the things Yipes you're gonna have to learn in this game is to hit that switch button so often. Oh, okay, yeah.
There you go, all right.
But what's another interesting little technicality, right? Because that's what people want to know. If you do it in if you catch them as they're in the air and you switch and it hits, you get a wall bounce. It's so technical, but that's the kind of thing you guys want to know, right? So,
and I mean, I think even further. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, they're still tuning the builds, and I've seen different builds, but I think we're also been playing with the distance of switch and how that changes throughout the match and in different situations.
Yeah. So when you switch, your character will come in to the opponent, right? But if you hold the direction, you can actually cancel the switch. You can cancel the switch a little bit faster.
You can also cancel into hyper combos, attacks,
yeah, exactly. You don't have
attacks.
to. You don't have to have them come in the whole way. They just come in the whole way, so it's easier to connect the combo.
Okay.
Right. But let's say the combo keeps going because you can keep switching characters, right? Granted that they've done their animation, their taunt animation, and they leave. You can tag them. Switch them back in over and over and over. But what we've done is because we see how strong that is, right? You don't want this looping combo where the guys just keep coming in and out. What happens is, every time you tag further in the combo, the character appears further away. So you have to be way sick to keep the combo going. You have to find a way to get
subtle
over.
drop off.
Yeah, right? So you're like, oh, let me do this combo. Oh, sorry, I should have ended it, but
it's almost like damage scaling. It's more like switch scaling, distance scaling, right?
Yeah, and then, there's stuff like that. Like, it just gets a little harder and harder to continue the combo. So, for those out there wondering, like, oh, man, you can keep kind of just going with that? Like, just keep switching? Like, that? No, there's rules here.
Yeah, it gets more nuanced for sure.
Yeah, there are some rules. But more importantly, though, you can just switch anytime, anywhere, doing anything, right? So, you do a hyper combo, and then you switch, and then you have Ryu try to do an overhead going nuts, right?
Well, I'm definitely going to get him.
Yeah, or, you have this hurricane kick hyper, and then you're just like, what is going on there, right? You're just trying to get dirty.
Right.
So that's what we were talking about. We were like, okay, so we went back to 2v2. Everybody's like, but MVC3, MVC2, it's
3
3v3.
characters, assists.
That's what. That's Marvel, baby. And it's just like Marvel, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and the other ones not necessarily. But we wanted to also make sure that there was still an evolution, right? And
I think what we talked about a lot early on in the process was like Marvel, and love to get Yipes' thoughts on this too. But to us, Marvel was not a list of mechanics, right? Marvel is about being able to create an identity in the game.
100%.
Create, experiment, express yourself, come up with your own style, and give you the freedom to do that, right? And the mechanics and the tools and the design should serve that. That was the sacred philosophy to us. And so we're like, okay, 2v2, return to form, but how do we give you even more flexibility and more options, right? So instead of one predetermined assist, all that stuff Peter's making up, now we're giving you the freedom to create any custom scenario you want to.
Yeah,
right?
how do you make these guys work together, right? Like, what kind of dastardly tactics
Right.
have you devised,
And then you layer in the stones, and then it's just Now all of a sudden, your Ultron Nova team, if you're using the Reality Stone, you play them totally different if you're using the Time Stone.
Yeah, if I'm using Ultron Nova with the Time Stone, right? Yeah, and you know, I mean, MVC2 heydays, when we were at it, I had Team Combo Fiend. That's what people knew it as, right?
Exactly.
And, you know, Yipes had his team, right? And it's basically like, that was identity creation. Yes, I had these 3 characters, and I had these specific assists and my tactics that I developed. Well, guess what? Because this game is so open, right? Because you can switch at will, you're able to do that in this game, like, exponentially. Right? Because it's not some predetermined tactic like, oh, I have this one combo or I have this one thing. It's just like, no, like when do you switch? You know, like do you do
in
it
the
in
air,
combo?
on the ground?
Yeah, like
are you doing counter switch?
So one thing that caught my eye in this game for sure is like there's no ceiling from what I'm seeing. Oh, excuse me. There's no ceiling in this game. Like there's always an open room to really be creative and really just keep freestyling.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Yeah. You know, like there's some dastardly things you could do. Like let's say you did an overhead with Ryu and then you switch and you went low. I mean, you know, go ahead and make these unblockables, pseudo unblockables. Because I'll just let you guys know right now, there's no unblockables in this game. We actually looked at that specifically because guys like me,
too many dastardly scenarios.
Just doing things like this in the office, and I was like, yeah, guys, let's like make sure that there's no unblockables in this game.
And as a Urian player, I would just abuse the shit out of that.
Exactly, right? So yeah, like if things hit on the same frame, it actually blocks. But I'll tell you, you mistiming it and doing hard blockables.
Hard blockables,
Ooh, you better, you know, you better get those blocks ready.
Or the non-blockables. The non-blockables.
So, you know,
if you
those
get burned,
things.
what, 2 meters, right? You get hit, it's a counter switch,
counter switch. So, yeah, let's look at that, right, real quick, because we're still in the switch.
Ooh. Damn,
okay,
sorry.
You know, I was kind of, you know, showing you what I do after hours. So, you know, in this game, we wanted to make sure that, you know, teamwork isn't just relegated to offense. So we put in this thing called the counter switch. So if you hold the switch button down while you're getting either, you know, attacked, or if you're in block stun, you'll be able to switch characters, right? So, you know, and you see that counter switch, so the focus gets shifted over to Nova, or your character who comes in. You know, we were talking about that, and it's just basically like we didn't want this game to be like the previous ones where you just watch a combo. You just, oh, he touched me? 1-hit kills? Okay.
Put the control down.
Put the controller down. Yeah, of course. Right? The one-player game.
Yeah, no. We want this to be interactive. We want dudes always thinking, right? And here, look, so.
But it ain't a free escape. It costs 2 meters.
It costs 2 meters, right? Because it's pretty strong. But if you know the guy's gonna do it, you can actually catch the guy. You can catch their partner coming in. You like, let's say you had Nova. You're doing an air combo, and you know he's gonna do a counter switch. You would air dash down, and hit the guy coming in.
So the situation will be like low health. He's about to go.
Yeah,
counter. You
exactly.
You
make the counter. So there is risk. There is risk to it. It's not just a get out of jail free card, right? So I mean, you know, we wanted to make sure that there's a risk reward happening all the time. You're always thinking. You're always playing.
Every choice matters.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So I mean, that's that. So let me talk to you about the Infinity Stones real quick before we start just freestyling.
And this is story time to me.
We got to talk about short hop. We got to talk about advanced guard, reflections. We got to talk about all those little subtleties. But yeah, let's do stones.
That's why you're here. Yeah, okay. Right. See that? Yeah, no, that's why Jones is here. You know? So yeah, you know, Infinity Stones. If you press the Infinity Stone button, they just perform an action, right? And for this one, it's a homing projectile. What's really cool is one person who performs the Infinity Stone action. That action isn't negated. Sorry, that action isn't prevented. The next guy who comes in isn't prevented from performing that action.
Okay.
Sorry. So if you press the Reality Stone switch and then Reality Stone, you can throw 2.
You know what? I didn't even know that.
Oh, did you?
I never even tried that before.
Added layers.
Yeah, you could be so annoying. You could just be so annoying with this, right? Yeah, right. So there's that, right?
I think that Reality Stone is the one I've been gravitating towards. You know, there's so much you can do with a homing projectile, and either augmenting characters that don't have a lot of range, or crazy-ass characters like Doctor Strange, or projectile-based characters. You can even make it more insane.
Just give them more layers,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so there's
and because it's homing, right? So if you jumped here and you did it, look how it's coming down, right? Yeah. So I go over your head and then I switch, and it's just like, okay, why?
That was kind of ambiguous on top of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just the application. It's just like, how do you use it, right? And it's still coming, right? It's just like, whoa. But at the same time, there is a weakness to it. So go ahead and try to push block that right at the point of impact. Oh, you got to time it a little better.
Just frame.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So you could push it back. So, you know, you can't just sit on it. But if you mistime it, you eat the damage.
I see.
So, you know, risk-reward, man. Risk-reward all the time. And
that's not just for the reality. Like any projectile.
Yeah, right? Like,
right?
Yeah, most projectiles.
Yeah,
like Chris's Magnum, we said, no, you can't reflect that because that's just too good. You know,
come on now.
If it can stop a train, you're not reflecting that gunshot. So, so there's a very tiny list of projectiles you can't reflect. Otherwise, it would just kind of make them not good.
Well, some like fictionally it doesn't make sense. You could project.
Exactly,
but like,
exactly. But for the most part, yes, you can reflect projectiles in this game. So like Ryu, if I throw this at you.
Oh wait, can you bounce it back?
Oh, you know
shit.
I can. Yeah, dude.
Infinitely?
It goes
out
for quite a while.
Yeah. There's added layers to this. Like,
wait, how many can they go? How many can they go? 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah. Okay. Then you go after it, right?
All right.
So there's some fun things you can do with that little mini game right there. And then there's also like super jumping. We have that. That's normal. But now you could like super low jump. So if you super jump and then hold down, you can like come in at some
even if you don't got flies or
angles.
triangle jumps, you can get those angles.
Yeah, so you got like Ryu, who's just a normal man. You know, he's just a simple guy trying to get his fight on.
He got triangle jumps.
Yeah, but now he's just oh, you could do that in the air too, by the way.
What, javelin?
Yeah, do it in there. Yeah, so we wanted Nova to be, I'm going to get into the characters a little bit, but just so you know, we wanted Nova to reflect, we've talked about this, make him a more accurate reflection of him in the Marvel Universe, whereas he's pretty mobile in the air. Whatever he does on the ground, he can do in the air, so we want to make sure that was represented.
It's really opened him up, too, I think.
Yeah, dude, he's like the Magneto of the game. Anyways, so, yeah, like,
oh, you got control over it, too. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you can, like, directionally influence.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you can always heighten it however you want. Oh, that's so sick.
Dude, so if you want the offense to keep going, and let's say here's the super jump, right? It goes that high, and you're like, nah, I'm going to bring it down.
Oh.
So it's not even a set height. It's you who controls the height, right? Like, oh, I'm going to bring it down. Let's go.
And we're so sick if there's, like, incoming danger. Be like, oh, hold on a second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So good evasive tactic. Because I'm all about movement, so that adds a good element to it. So
yeah,
that's pretty good.
And it makes a lot more characters, I think, viable in terms of, like, just offense, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there, and they're like, what about my plinks? Like the more hardcore guys, and it's just like, you can still move around in this game pretty fast, right? It's just that you have to let the dash animations play out a little bit, and you can still move around. It's still possible. It's just that you don't get to run away. Like only the top 1% who could plink had that functionality. It's just like that doesn't do anything. You got to make sure most people can use this. So, anyways.
Yeah, the wave dash pace, like cadence, is just a little bit different, but you can still cover as much different distance as quickly as you could in previous games.
It's still
right?
it's still
just
fast.
a slightly different cadence.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to let animations play out a bit more, So there's still that. The movement is there, right? Yeah. So
you're just gonna have a little new muscle memory, right, for the speed of the game.
Yeah. So that low jump stuff. Yeah, keep that in mind.
Oh, that was ground cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
nice.
yeah, dude. No, you can still get all kinds of nasty. Yeah. So let me talk to you real quick about the Reality Storm. Sorry, not the Reality Storm, the Infinity Storm. So when this bar is at 50% or higher, you get to turn stone on, right? And that's done by pressing the partner button and the switch button together. So, if every time you use the stone, though, it fills it up a little bit. So go ahead and put in Ultron real quick. Yeah, see, every time you use it, it's going up slightly, right? Or if you get beat up. So I can just beat you up a little bit. There you go. Okay, so, it's tag
Goes
and
up two ways,
Yeah, so it's the tag button and the switch button together.
Oh, it is. Storm.
Storm button, yeah, to activate the storm. So then, for the reality, every time you push an attack button, you get something different. So light kick is ice, heavy punch is a fire dragon, and heavy kick is like a lightning strike. Yeah, you control the elements, right? You're augmenting that reality. But beat me up real quick. I'll show you something, like a little technicality that we think is pretty awesome right now. So here, I'll activate it. Check it out. So I have the fire dragon, right? And when you have one coming, you can only have one at a time. But if I were to, let's say, fire dragon, and then
oh my goodness,
you can
Oh my god!
Also, did not know you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Well, because that's based on the earlier just simple mechanic of you could do the surge twice, so you could do storm effects twice.
Yeah, you can
Dude,
have two things on the screen, so you can have all kinds of elements flying at a guy.
Yeah.
You know, cover the ground, cover the air. You know,
It's party time, basically.
yeah,
Party time after that.
right. But see, you know, then that's also what's interesting about the strategy. It's like, do I wait to activate the Infinity Storm when I just have one character left? Is it my comeback mechanic, or do I press my advantage with it at 50%? Right? Like, there's decisions being made here, and it's like, how is the stone optimal for my team? You got to take that into account. Like, it's not just about this Infinity Storm; it's also the surge, right? Because if I'm using reality, right, I could create. It's useful just to use, but then the final activation effect is also really effective, right? But with time, it could be different. So the stones, they're really important. We looked at that. We said, hey, like, we have to make sure that this stays true to Marvel lore, but at the same time really influences battle, really helps create that identity, right? That players have come to know and expect.
Yeah, that they're powerful and meaningful.
Yes.
And there's 6 of them, so you really got to think about what they can all do for the surge, for the storm, and that none of those mechanics are throwaway, that they're all useful somehow, and either doubling down on your strategy or augmenting a weakness that you may have or a character may have. And so, yeah, we talked a lot about that. And so, everybody knows how powerful the Infinity Stones are, right, in the Marvel Universe.
Exactly.
I mean, Infinity War is
breaking
coming
a
up.
rule of combat.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how we thought about it. It's like, yeah, you get to break a rule of the fighting game universe, right? And so,
but I mean,
like, and it's hard, it's kind of tough to design them because, like, you could do so much crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we took a lot of inspiration from other iterations in Marvel superheroes, but I think we wanted to go bigger.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then that's the thing, right? Like, we just wanted to make sure that, you know, because that third character was being taken away, that you got something that was better than the third character, right? You got functionality. Because that's what... Let's talk real quick.
Okay.
In MVC2, I recall a team being played called MSP, and Psylocke was ass. And she was just on the team because she was an invincible assist. I thought Cyclops was pretty decent, but he was an invincible assist. And, you know, I played Iron Man. I love the dude, but he was kind of just an assist for me, you know? And... why have that character who's just a function?
A handicap, right?
Yeah, you know, you have your guys that you really care about. So why not just have a stone replace that character, right? That functionality, as Mike pointed out, suddenly you have weaknesses being accounted for, right? Suddenly you have strengths being magnified.
Not just a meat shield.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And then at the same time, you know, because you can use the Infinity Surge just in your everyday like actions, and then you also have your Infinity Storm to really make that comeback or really deal damage. It's like,
I'm in awe with this with the shore hop, dude. I'm like freestyling with it. It's just so sick.
Right. Well, and I mean, back to the characters assist, the stones. On the surface, it's easy to do the math and be like, oh, 3v3 is more complicated than 2v2, and actually, no. As you know, one of the big goals was to say, can we make the 2v2 experience just as complex and sophisticated, if not more so?
Yeah, but
right,
at the same time,
individual assists were.
But at the same time, so much more accessible, right? Because having 2 characters on the screen and a stone, it's a lot easier to account for than 3 characters and some assists you don't know about, and and you know, like for our guys who just jump in, if they only have to know what 6 stones do, it's like, oh, okay, the power stone will hit me, and the reality thing.
Pick a power up.
Yeah, right. Like I got it, but when guys like you get filthy with it, it's just like, oh, no. Yeah. You haven't seen what it can
that's
really
the thing.
do.
Everybody loves to say, like, oh, our game is easy to learn, difficult to master. I think we really have hit a great equilibrium here. And I would just encourage everybody to get their hands on it, whether you're a new player, a casual action fan, a Marvel fan. Play it, have fun with it. And if you're hardcore, mess around with the mechanics. Tell me how crazy you think it'll be.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I mean, like, with story demo, you're getting a taste of the stones and the characters, right? Yeah. And, you know, when it comes to an area near you where you can play this, the versus mode, then you'll see it in action. And you know, it's just, I mean, as a Marvel player, as a guy who loves this, you know, like, for me, damn, the assist. We got that real life.
That was my tag. That was my tag button right there.
Yeah,
Capcom water.
That's what's up.
We got our own bottles, baby.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I don't know. I played this at work, and I was just like, the switch mechanic. I was just like, stop. Like,
well, I think that's another good indicate. Like, we've worked on I've worked on a lot of games, And a lot of times you get into the tuning phase or the QA phase, you're trying to final the game, you got to play it every day, and it ends up being kind of a chore, right? You're like, okay, I got to go to these things, I got to write bugs, I got to fix stuff. But this game, it never stops being fun to play. And I think that's a great indication for just the future and everybody else getting their hands on it, right? Like, if anything, it just gets more fun to play. I'm learning new stuff about the game I didn't know exists because I don't get to sit down and play with you all the time.
But here, I'll also tell you just real quick about how the hierarchy of moves in this game. So the hierarchy of moves, real quick, it's normal attacks into special attacks and the hyper combos, right? Hyper combos being the hierarchy. So you can cancel normals into specials into hypers. The Infinity Surge actions count in the same category as specials.
Okay.
So you can do like, you can do attack into that.
Well, I saw some of the, like, Isadelica's Dante combo videos using that Power Stone in there.
Exactly. So that's how you would use it if you're looking at that. And then the Infinity Storm, that actually counts as a hyper. So you can do it. You can use a surge and then activate right after that if you wanted to. Also, you can activate the Infinity Storm out of block, so you can cancel block stun in case you wanted to punish something very hard. You know, so what I mean is. Let me beat up Ultron a little bit because I gotta fill up your gauge.
Let's go ordinary guy.
Right? That's so basic. Ryu's so basic. I love it. So I'm gonna do the Shinku Hadoken, and towards the end of it, just activate the stone and then get me.
So just do the Infinity Storm?
Yeah, activate it. Oh no! Yeah. You gotta just kind of time it. Yeah, see, and it said reversal. So you would negate the block.
So it's like a
the
guard
block
cancel.
stun, yeah, and then you can kind of go in. And so there's strategic ways to use it. Yeah, if you hit Light Punch, you use Wind. You have all elements at your disposal, man. So, dude, Reality Stone's pretty hype. Oh! You could also, and there's also something, we're tinkering with this right now. So, yeah, so I just got reminded about it. So go ahead and beat me up a little bit. So what we also have is easy level 3 hypers that you can use, but you lose the rest of the gauge. So I activate it, right? And if I push the activation again, it does a level 3 hyper.
Right, yeah.
But then you lose the rest of the gauge.
Use all your resources.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, like, we're experimenting with that. We think it'll stay just because that really helps the comeback factor, right? If you can just do a random like level 3, it's pretty hype. So we're looking at that. But yeah. So I mean, you know, like a lot of TLC on our sides, you know, really making sure that, you know, for our fighting game fans, you know, that they're not neglected. You know, I think sometimes the FGC or our more, you know, legacy players were thinking, oh man, you know, here they go again, like neglecting us, or you know, no, that's not the case here, guys. We wanted to make sure that you guys are hyped.
The experience, the feel, the identity creation, all that is sacred. And, like, we know, we come in the office every day sober, like, humbled to be working on this stuff. It's a dream come true. And Marvel fans, hey, they're the most passionate fighting game fans.
Yeah, no, for
most
real.
passionate community. And, like, you know, the franchise and the series would be nothing without the fans. And like I said, I hope everybody gets their hands on it. We got the story demo downloadable, so anybody sitting at home watching right now can grab it, play with it. Please enjoy it.
Yeah, for real. So, you know, let me just walk you through, you know, let's just look at some characters real quick.
Okay, all right.
Show me the ropes.
So we got, like, you know, a little bit of time, so I'm not going to go into every single character. But
How
we
long
have
are we
these,
doing on time?
Yeah. We're good? Okay, cool. But we have Captain Marvel, you know. She has 8-way air dashes, you know. She's a storm-like.
Okay. She looks so graceful, so elegant.
Yeah, right? She has her Photon Blast. She has Flight.
Yeah.
She has a Blitz Blow, which is similar to a drill type attack that was in previous games, you know. Like
okay.
Yeah, you know, but on top of that, she also has some cool command grabs, you know, that really let her stay in your face if she's trying to do offense, right? Let me show it to you real quick. So yeah, now we're gonna kind of explore the moveset a little bit, you know, because Captain Marvel, you know, she's a new addition. We had to make sure we did her justice.
Spice up, you better.
Yeah,
that's the debut,
right?
And can you use binary power?
Yeah,
yes,
you can go. I'll show you, and you can do binary.
We had Justin Wong on the stream in here.
Let's go, Justin! he's mad he didn't get the invite, you know. But
should we get him in here? We can get him in here.
Yeah. So she has an absorber. So if you hit me like shoot your photon shot with Nova fireball.
Oh.
Yeah. She can like
it over here too. Oh, I see.
Yeah, she could go through projectiles. So like go ahead and let me do it again, and then try to go ahead and just shoot it. I mean the reality thing. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so you can just kind of come through it, you know. Depending on the projectile, she can kind of do that. So it's pretty sick. And as I mentioned, she has like command throws. So she can command throw you and then combo you off of it. So if you try to if they try to get too frisky with the blocks, you just take them off out of it. And she has a hit grab,
which I'm pretty sure you can just tag at any point in time.
Yep.
Look at this. These are those office combos, huh?
Yeah, you know, I'm just at work. You know, another day at the office, guys. So. Yeah, so Captain Marvel has some tools. You know, she's pretty serious, and paired with that 8-way dash, she can do some damage. Also, I'll show you some of her hypers real quick. So she has binary, and then she could keep comboing after it. So she does like more damage.
Okay.
You know, she's a stronger. She's not much faster, but she does more damage.
She looks so sick.
She takes damage a bit better. Looks sick, right? Yeah, dude. So Captain Marvel, a threat to look out for. And then let's, you know, I could talk about Ryu, but you guys all know him, so let's just skip that. Let's talk about Ultron, right? He's sexy. You know, Ultron, he was in the last Avengers movie.
Yeah. You guys, yeah. So the team did some really cool stuff with Ultron.
Yeah, so, you know, if you do, let's say, quarter circle forward and punch, he shoots out death rays, right? And depending on light punch, he shoots it straight, and then heavy punch, it's like a cross. So you can catch a guy jumping. If he's trying to jump, you catch him in the air, you know?
Okay.
So, you know, there's some strategy there. If you do a quarter circle backward and punch, he throws out, I forgot the name of that move. It's like, well, I mean, but it's just really effective. I thought it was in Cephalo.
Okay.
Anyways.
And you got the jab version too? Okay.
Yeah, and if you do that, you could switch. And then go, you see how I'm
Open
just
them
stuck
up.
here?
Yep.
Yeah, right? And then Ultron also has flight mode, so if you want to go into flight with him. And you could use that to continue combos, you know, like the traditional like Sentinel fast flies and things like that.
Okay.
You have that here. And then fireball and kick. So try that real quick. So what he does is he does this hit grab. And then you could air dash after that, and then air dash down forward and keep the combo going. Oh, you gotta time it a little bit. Ooh,
oh, I see.
Right? Okay. So you can keep his combos going, and that counts as his wall bounce. Also, you know, for those guys who wonder how combos work, in this game, when you spike somebody, there's always a bounce. Every character has that because we wanted to make sure every character has a tool set that allows them to be competitive.
And that ends with roundhouse universally, right?
Yes, it's heavy kick to spike. And then also, if you sweep somebody, every character has OTGs. Just so that, you know, no character is left out in the wind, right? We wanted to make sure everybody's capable. Also, if they do happen to have a wall bounce, not everybody has a wall bounce, though. You get one wall bounce per combo. So those are kind of the rules. You get one of each. So you can kind of figure out how to use those rules to create some dastardly combos.
Does the Power Stone give you 2?
No. The Power Stone, if you use it twice.
Okay.
So for characters who don't have a wall bounce, like Morgan, it's actually pretty cool because now she has one. But if you use it 2 times, they spin out. Yeah, and then you air dash and continue the combo. Oh man, he's starting to see it. Okay, and if you in the air, if you're in the air and you do a fireball and kick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you do it against an airborne opponent, it'll bring him down so you can continue the combo a little bit easier. So I mean, we looked at the characters. We wanted to make sure that they're all capable, right? And that involves, you know, giving them some kind of tool set that allows them to go from an air combo to a ground combo and things like that. But guys like you, guys like me, you know, guys like Mike here, we're gonna find out how to use these tools.
We're gonna optimize it.
Yeah, and either get the most damage, get the most flash, figure out when to
That's
switch.
the thing. We don't want to tell you what to build. We want to give you the toolbox and let everybody build their own style.
Yeah, so then you could continue. switch up the characters? Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, let me show you Nova real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nova, you know, he's in the previous game, he was a little stiff in his air movement, but Nova's a fast-ass guy, you know? He has to represent
He's caught my eye already. So, yeah, he was stiff on the diagonal dashes.
Yeah, but now he has that Magneto-like movement, right? His special moves have changed, so if you go through his specials, you'll see they're a little bit different. So there's that, but then if you do it with heavy punch, he kind of goes up, and then you could hit off that. Like, afterwards in the recovery, you could hit off that, so...
So scared.
Oh. And then keep going. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, you're already seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then in the air, he can now do things that he couldn't do before, like the javelin. So he's
oh, wow.
It's down, punch. Yeah.
There it is. Oh.
Yeah. So he has that, right? So, and you can do it on the ground too, of course. And then he has the Centurion kicks. So try that in the air.
What?
So that's an overhead, right? So you could, you know, tag off that and it gets nasty.
Ultron ball tag in, overhead.
Right?
Yeah.
Or if you do it with heavy kick, though, watch what happens. It's a low.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. Mix it up, right? So, I mean, we looked
Drop
at
a reality surge in there.
right?
What?
One-man crew, right? Yeah. So we looked at the characters, each of these characters in this game, and we thought, how do we make them feel new and fresh if they're returning, right? What were their strengths? What were their weaknesses? How do we make them feel different, right? And then on top of that, how do they work within the you know, ecology, this game, like how, you know, the systems, how do they all work together? And you know, we've been working on that pretty hard, right? We wanted to make sure that this game feels fresh, it feels new, even if some of the cast might be returning.
He actually does feel fresh just off the rip. The moment I started messing with the Centurion arts.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like the basic mobility features, the basic tool set, the special moves each character has. You layer in the Infinity Stones, you layer in the partnership, and it isn't just, oh, what new moves does this character have? It's like in concert with all those other things that you can do, makes all the characters feel super fresh.
Exactly, exactly, right? And I'm just saying, like, when people get their hands on this and they're able to kind of just like experiment with their team, optimal times to tag, you know, like what's new with their character. Like, let me pick Captain America, right? I think Captain America is beastly.
Yeah.
I think he is so beastly, honestly. Ooh, you're gonna put the Dante on.
Which
him.
is, like, frankly, is about time, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's struggled in the franchise, like, to really be competitive.
Yeah, he's always been like, I thought in MVC3 actually he was like secretly strong, but because other characters were just so cheap, like, huh? People want to see Thanos.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
fine. So I'll pick Captain America and Thanos then. Damn.
Okay.
Well, we can.
I
do
want to
that.
see that happen.
We have
Yeah,
Thanos
we
here
got the-
though.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
we'll do both.
yeah. Well, I'll
Yeah.
break them down. Yeah. I mean, just show you real quick what I'm talking about. What's new? Like Captain America. You know, when we thought about the character, we were like, wait a minute. In the movies, he's using the shield for defensive purposes as well as offensive purposes. Why doesn't he have anything that reflects that? So we gave him something that reflects that. You see, like we gave him this move. So try to swing on me. Wait. Ooh, and then it causes that crumple,
okay.
but then try to jump and do it. Oh no, Captain America's beastly. The best part though is when you like do it, like try it.
So you can add added layers with the counter as well?
Yeah.
So you did counter tag, teach you up. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
So, you know, like, it's giving you a taste of what could happen in this game. You know, Dante is one of those characters that's just so good. He has all the moves, you know. So what we've done is kind of made it so that it's a bit easier to chain into his different things. Right now, if you push the attack buttons 3 times, that's how you switch through his various attacks. So if you do like a backward fireball and punch. Oh, sorry. Heavy punch.
Oh, that's a teleport. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so, and then if you do a fireball and heavy punch, yeah, you see, like, you saw how it flashed 2 times? And then if you hit it twice, he'll do the, yeah, you know the name of all these moves, sorry, you can tell me the name of the move. And then if you hit it the 3rd time, he'll go into the third item. Yeah, so, I mean, we try to just make it a little easier to play him. Also, when you do Stinger, you double tap and then hit a button. Yeah, or switch, when he has that little red siglet around him, hit a different button before he goes into that. Now you gotta switch. So hit Stinger, then heavy punch, and then heavy kick or something. Oh, you're hitting it too fast.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So as soon as he turns red?
Yeah. before the stabs.
Okay.
There you go. You see, like, it's a lot easier to use him. I mean,
so that's like his bow cancels essentially in this one.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we still wanted Dante to hold true, but, you know, we also want him to be more of a run and gun guy. So if you hit, like, light kick or jumping light kick, he has gunshots, things like that. You know, I mean, so, you know, we were looking at the characters, and we've just been doing a lot of stuff like that.
Dante's really versatile, and I mean, you're already seeing it in some of the online stuff. I think we're getting asked about Thanos.
Is that what it is? Oh, I thought we were about to get the cane, and he was about to just roll us out.
Like gong show. Like, all right, we're
the return of Thanos.
All right, let's end it on Thanos
here. Okay, so Thanos, you know, he has an air dash now. You know, so it lets him get in a little bit more. He has a palm breaker move. Like, so do it in the air, like hit me with it. And then you can air dash after that. And then follow up, do some pretty dastardly combos. You know, this guy just exudes power, but he can also teleport. So down, light punch or heavy punch. And then, and then that doing it with heavy punch allows you to follow up with an attack. Oh, you see what I'm saying? Set the mix-ups up. He also has this really cool shield, so backward fireball and kick. So if you do it with light kick, he sends it at you. But if you do it with heavy punch, heavy kick, he... Yeah, I have to time it. Ooh. Look at that, right? That looks so sick. This guy just exudes
So you
power.
could do that again?
Yeah. Yes.
And
then he also has a quarter circle forward and heavy punch. So that's an overhead, right? And it has armor right now. And then, but that's an overhead, so you can switch off that and get that high-low game going. Yes, so, I mean, there's just simple, you can start it off with these simple layers, and you can kind of take it to that next level.
I already see it.
He's got some cool command normals, too, right? Like his I-beams.
Yeah, forward heavy kick that shoots out an I-beam. Yeah, so
swag.
Yeah, and then, you know, he has a command throw, backward fireball and punch. Yeah, and if you do it with heavy punch, he's like slams him down, and then you get the combo follow-up. Yeah, man. And then, you know, just end it on a high note. Do his level 3, backward fireball and punches.
Where is it now? So that's crazy. So essentially, right, just based off everything you told me, I can make a combo sandwich. No matter what, like I could just always add the lettuce, the tomatoes, the mayonnaise.
Totally,
I could always just add a new different topping to what I want to do.
The whole Subway counter.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
You're a sandwich artist.
Yeah,
combos.
Yeah, combo artist.
I'm taking people to the deli. See, in Marvel 2 and 3, I was the tailor. I was the curly mustache man. Now, I'm going to have to be the chef. I'm going to be the deli. I'm going to be the deli guy.
Hey, those bodega delis.
The bodega, yeah, exactly. Shout outs. Okay. All right.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, sorry guys, I couldn't show you all the characters, but I mean, I hope that like you guys got a lot more information on the game,
but
you
it's
know,
the tip of the iceberg.
Knowing what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, we get more characters out there. People start playing with more stones. People start seeing more abilities and some of the new freshness that the new characters have. There's so much to sink your teeth into.
Yes.
So as a casual player and more so a competitor, I'm always worried about movement and stiffness. You know that. You know what I mean? We're all about the movement and controlling the pace of the game. So just me feeling it, just everything that you show me right now, I actually feel the movement very fluent. Like everybody had this like stigma that it was going to be stiff or something like that. Like, no, I'm actually moving properly. It's slick. You know what I mean? You can push, block, and stuff like that. Everything is pretty much down to the same core that a Marvel game has, but the movement is still in there. So it's good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's A-okay.
Yeah. Is it butter on it?
It's A-okay.
Dude, it has the Marvel DNA.
It's the lore. The lore's there.
This is, you know, this is Capcom, man. Like, but at the same time, though, we have the new elements. You know, we innovated on the game. We evolved the mechanics that players have come to know and love, man. Like, we're making sure that this is something that feels fresh. We can't give you the same old things over and over and over. I know some of you don't want to
just put UMVC 3 out HD in December.
You want that again? Like, no, we got to give you something new, man. So.
And another important thing, just as a Marvel player, because that's basically originally where I'm from. As long as I could call something my own, then I'm playing Marvel.
Yeah, and that's what it's. And again, that's what it's all about. It's not just a list of mechanics. It's like, what's that heart and soul of Marvel? What gets people excited?
What makes a team? Yeah,
exactly.
What makes a team combo? You know. Yeah, for sure, man.
Cool, man.
Well, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
Hey, man.
Boy. Listen, man, I'm in there. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Cool. Well, all right, guys. You know, thanks for tuning in to the stream. Hope you guys are enjoying E3 with us thus far, and we'll come back with some more information at a later date.